Um, Hi, we, Joy, Kushal, Wong, and Ravina are thrilled to present our project on FIFA 20. The project was divided into three parts. Part A dealt with predicting the best player in our data using the FIFA 19 data. The algorithms we used were linear regression, KNN regression, and random forest. A brief overview of the three algorithms are presented in this slide. Linear regression models a linear relationship between dependent variables and one or more independent variables, while KNN regression calculates the similarity between the two data points, and greater the distance between these two data points, the less similar they are. While random forest builds multiple decision trees, merges them together, and gives us a more accurate and stable prediction based on the sum of the predictions. The data in its entirety was taken from Kaggle. It has information for the years 2015 to 2021. There are 17,000 plus players with 100 plus attributes. Statistics such as attacking, mentality, defense are also included. The right hand image shows a scatter matrix which displays the correlation between our response variable, response predictor overall, and other predictors. So before we trained our data, we removed predictors that added no value, dealt with null values, and also one-hot encoded categorical data. Here in the right-hand side images, you see two different predictors, body type and team position, where body type not only has body types stocky, lean, and normal, but also body types such as Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar. And the below plot, which shows the team position, shows the highest count of substitutes being team positions, and such data had to be dealt with before we trained our data. So the random forest came out as the clear winner with the lowest MSC as compared to linear regression and KNN regression. So we used the random forest to train our entire data. Based on our analysis, we found Lionel Messi to be the best player. On the right hand side is the player's overall rating, and Lionel Messi is pretty close to 93 as compared to the other players who follow him. The below image shows the average overall of the players by their club, and it looks like our prediction was slightly higher than the actual overall.
Right. So the part B of this problem statement required us to identify different player positions which could be predicted for a player in the FIFA 2020 dataset based on the data of the player in FIFA 19 dataset. We also needed to find out whether a defender could become a professional defender could become a forward player. And so, for our approach, the first thing that we needed to do was to have a look at the data and clean it up. There were multiple NAN entries and different types of data that we had to deal with. So, after removing useless data such as jersey number or name of the player or URL, we went on to other data cleaning methods, such as there were multiple entries which had 90 plus 3 sort of entries. So we had to clean that up as well. And uh, the different algorithms which we went through while we were considering classification were logistic regression with regularization. We had to use KNN classifier, and we also tried classification with a neural network based approach. Right. So the main part of the data set was to deal with NAN entries, and different columns required different types of dealing. So there were columns which had stats such as LS, RM, RCB, etc. And such columns had a minimum value of 31. So filling NANs with zero over there did not really make sense. So we filled them up with values ranging in between 20 to 30, and 25 sort of came up to give the best results. And for entries such as physic and attacking, which have no relation to goalkeeper stats, it makes sense to fill them with zero. Whereas for players which did not have goalkeeper stats, it makes sense to fill them with the median of the values in in those columns. So after, we dealt with NAN entries and all these array operations using NumPy, Pandas libraries, and Matplotlib was obviously used for data visualization because to identify different trends in it. Yeah, based on our predictions, defenders were definitely predicted to be in a forward position in the FIFA 2020 dataset. As you can see in the figure on the right, is the predictions of only defenders, and you can see that center forwards, left wings, strikers are also a part of the predictions. And the figure below shows the training and testing results. So what we did was took the actual, we took different positions and we took the predictions in those positions, total count of predictions, and the actual total count of the values in those positions, and we plotted it as a bar plot, and you can see that training results are pretty much close and testing results show a little bit of disparity. So yeah, coming answering the question that can a professional defender become a forward player? Yes, definitely he can. Part C. For Part C, we required to rank different clubs in a league on the basis of an increase in their stats over 5 years. For this, we resorted to three different methods. The first method that we took was we just considered the average overall of players in a club over 5 years, and then we found out the increase over that 5 years. For the second method, we understood that the first method was kind of flawed because we are considering new players who have entered and players who have left the club. So we are not really considering an increase of the same player stat from 1 year to the other year. So to take that into consideration, what we did was we took players which are consistently there in the club for successive years, and we considered increase for those players over 5 years, which is 15 to 16, 16 to 17, 17 to 18, and 18 to 19. And we averaged those increases in a weighted average manner so that we also take into consideration the number of players which remain consistently with the club over those 5 years. And we sort of did understand that there's a flaw in the second method as well, because a player to increase his stats from 73 to 78 is easier than to increase his stats from 83 to 88. So if a player is already higher ranked, his increase has to be valued a little bit more than the increase in the a player whose stat is a bit low. For that, we considered the club's current ranking based on the overall values, average overall values of the players. And we also took into consideration the increase, which is increase in the stats of the player. And we gave a score which considered both of these methods in the method three. And you can see in this that Manchester United has consistently been ranked as in the top five always, and but it's the increase in the stats of the players of Manchester United is not as high as it could be in other clubs. Yeah, and which is why ultimately using our method 3, Manchester United comes out in the top as the best club according to ranks as well as increase in the stats of the players. And you can also see from the 5 year trend that Manchester United shot to a high value and kind of maintained that top value. Whereas other clubs, they had increases and decreases. And uh, so, yeah, we valued the maintaining of a higher statistic value as well as an increase in the statistic value in our method 3.